All right, and our fourth prepared question for the evening is, what are your predictions for what will happen with social media in the future?
Well, in January 2009, there was a research report that was put out by Mintel that I found fascinating that said that people can't get enough of social media and people think there's too much social media. And I thought, wow, that just sums it up. People are looking for it to roll up, okay? They don't want a Plaxo and a LinkedIn and a Facebook and a MySpace and a hobby site and a professional trade site and a this and that. So I think we're going to see some roll-ups. We're already seeing business beginning to actually become done on Facebook. We're starting to see LinkedIn starting to get Google ad type placements on it. We're starting to see a convergence. So the first thing I think is going to happen is convergence. The second thing I think is going to happen is that we're going to alleviate some of the spam with fan pages and different types of activity reports and RSS feeds off of social media platforms. So I think we're going to look, and Netiquette is going to sort of turn to, hey, let's do a new type of opt-in. And if you look again, I highly recommend you go home and look at what Pizza Hut is doing on Facebook, because I just think they have it right when it comes to what does a company do on Facebook. And then the third thing is, I think you're going to see a lot more interactivity. One of the things that started the whole thing with social media is, and it is a separate concept, but it's web as server, the concept of web as server. And I think that that concept is going to continue to expand, and we're going to see more collaboration tools, we're going to see more data storage tools, and that's going to put more applications into our social media platforms. And so we'll see applications on our desktop converge with applications online, converge with news, converge with networks. And it's got to get simpler. It's got to get simpler. We want it all down to our handheld eventually. So.
Well, I definitely agree with a lot of what you said. Definitely convergence. I was thinking more about ethics today, and how the lines might start blurring a little bit between, paid tweeting or paid blogging, and is that little kudos that somebody's giving you, is that genuine? Is that real? Is that natural language, or is that something that is paid for? And people might start demanding being compensated for certain types of interactions, certain types of conversations. That people might start seeing the value of their opinion in a different way than ever before. And maybe starting to demand some type of compensation for that opinion or that expression of natural language. I think that will probably be seen in terms of how we deal with those lines being blurred and what is considered ethical behavior online. Definitely more demand for open space and mashups and open platforms so that we can have less things to play with and hopefully one smaller device to play with. I also see a temptation specifically for nonprofits for mission creep, where you think that social media is going to solve all these issues and that you might start thinking about how social media can allow you to tap into new avenues, but while neglecting what you were really there to do, to serve your community, and how nonprofits will manage those two pieces of competing time. And I think there might be a change in natural language. I think we've seen a lot of it with teenagers using, eights and letters backwards and, roots and all sorts of things I don't fully understand yet, but now I'm starting to feel old. But that'll be pretty fun to see what new words kind of come out of the social media world. So that's what I think is going to happen.
It's very similar to what she was saying about it getting smaller, and that was what I wanted to point out. We all know that there's so much noise. It's so noisy out there right now, and social media is allowing us to reach people one by one who want to hear our message. And from my vantage point, I think that entrepreneurs and small businesses, local, very small businesses, need to understand what some of the nonprofits and some of the corporate sectors already understand is that we're creating loyal fans, customers who love us, and community one person at a time. And the entrepreneurial spirit sometimes, especially very excited entrepreneurs, and you've seen it, of course it's a broadcast channel for them, they don't understand how to harness it. And I think maybe they'll catch on a little quicker because nobody's listening to that. So as long as entrepreneurs and small businesses understand this smalling down and creating raving fans slowly and creating a community with them and creating interaction that's something that they want to hear, they're going to be able to make it, I think, in the social media sphere.